You're listening to The Ride to Work with Pastor Fred. Fuel for your faith before you clock in. Enjoy the ride.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so very much for joining us for The Ride to Work. I am excited this morning. Man, this is our 100th episode. This is our 100th episode of The Ride to Work, and man, I am so happy that you have stuck with us, rolled with us all these mornings. I mean, think about it, 100 episodes. So I'm just so happy about that, and I'm just thankful for each and every one of you. And I just want to make this episode just a little different. Normally we do 5 for Friday, but being that this is a celebratory thing, we're going to flip it a little bit today. We're just going to do an episode entitled, Look How Far You've Come. That's what I want to do, because I want to just focus on just the journey itself. Sometimes, as writers, as teachers, leaders, people just living life, sometimes we need to stop and reflect on the journey that we've been on. So that's what I want to do today for our 100th episode, and looking forward to many, many more. But this is the ride to work that nobody planned. That's what this is. The ride to work nobody even planned. And I just want to start with this question. If you could sit down with the version of yourself from 100 episodes ago when we first started this, if you could sit down with the version of yourself before we got to this episode, what would you tell yourself? Or should I say that version? What would you tell that person that you were from episode 1 up until now? You see, because I realize most people, they're so focused on where they're trying to get to where they really never stop to appreciate how far they've already come. We celebrate destinations, but we rarely celebrate survival. Yet, listen to me when I say this, survival is often the greater achievement. It is. Think about it. I mean, 100 episodes, 100 mornings, 100 conversations, 100 opportunities to just think differently. And yeah, truth be told, this may be the 100th episode of Ride to Work, but for a lot of you out there, it may have been one of the hardest seasons of your life. I mean, some of you started listening while you were grieving. Some of you started listening, you didn't even have a job. You were unemployed. You were depressed. You were overwhelmed, confused, frustrated, exhausted. Some of you started listening having buried a loved one. Think about it. Some of you listened or started listening having survived a divorce, survived betrayal, survived health scares. Some of you started listening and listened all the way through dealing with financial struggles, and some of you survived things nobody even knows about. And yet, here you are. Think about it. Still driving, still moving, still fighting, still believing, still showing up. That's worth recognizing. Because I realize every victory looks like, not every victory, should I say, looks like winning. Doesn't. Sometimes victory looks like just simply surviving. Now let me get a little deeper into this, as we already jumped into this 100th episode. Most people constantly focus on what they haven't accomplished. That's what they focus on, what they haven't done, what they haven't achieved, and rarely on what they've overcome. See, that's the real part of this. We obsess over the distance remaining instead of appreciating the distance traveled. You'll never feel successful if you only measure what you haven't achieved. You'll never feel it. You never feel like you've accomplished anything. You never feel like you've conquered anything. You've succeeded at anything because you keep measuring it by what you haven't attained, what you haven't gotten to. And what's going on in that particular moment, a lot of you are disrespecting your own journey. I mean, you're talking about yourself like as if you haven't grown any at all. Come on, haven't you? I mean, you've survived some things, haven't you? Some things have changed in your life. You've learned some things. Isn't it some things you've overcome? But you talk like you haven't, but you have. Think back. Just think back with me for a moment. Who were you 5 years ago? Matter of fact, let's bring it even closer to home. Who were you 1 year ago? Who were you when the ride to work started? Think about it. What do you handle now that once would have broken you? What do you understand now that once confused you? What have you survived that you never thought you'd survive? Think about it. Just have that just moment right now of reflection. You see, because when God brought Israel across the Jordan River, he instructed them to do what? To build a memorial. That's what he instructed them to do. And it's not because they were finished. That's not why he told them that. He wanted them to not forget what they had already been through and what he had already done. Sometimes before moving forward, you need a memorial moment. A moment where you just stop and acknowledge, look, I've been through some things. Yes, I have, but by the grace of God, I'm still here. Isn't that somebody's testimony? Come on, we're on our 100th episode. I know some of you done been through some stuff in 100 episodes, 100 mornings. Some of you have dealt with some things that would have wiped other folk out. You ought to at least celebrate that. Because it's by the grace of God that we're still here. Not everybody who started this journey with us is still here. Think about it. Some moved away, some drifted away, some passed away, some chapters ended. Some relationships ended, some dreams just ended, but your story didn't. You're still here. You're still writing chapters. You're still becoming. You're still growing, learning, healing. You're still moving. That's something to celebrate. Think about it. Maybe episode 100 isn't about what comes next, because that's what we look for. Maybe it's not about what comes next. Maybe it's just about appreciating what already happened. Listen, before you ask God for the next blessing, hear me when I say this. Be sure and take a moment and thank Him for the blessing that carried you this far. Take that moment and do that. You may not be where you want to be, and we say it all the time, but you sure as heck aren't where you used to be. And sometimes the greatest testimony isn't that you arrived, it's that you survived. That's the greatest testimony. So I'll say this. 100 episodes later, here's what we've learned. We've learned that life, as we know it, is harder than we expected. We've learned that people are more complicated than we can ever imagine. We learned that pain lasts longer than we hoped, and healing takes longer than we planned. But the most important thing that we've learned is that God remains faithful. And listen, if you made it this far, don't quit now. Don't quit. quit now. You've already survived too much to stop right here. Think about it. Listen, I am so thankful that you've joined us for all of these episodes, these 100. And I just wanted to make this episode about us and the journey itself, the accomplishment, the consistency. And I just wanted to celebrate with you in that way. So this has been the Ride to Work. I'm done. Episode 100. Thank you, Jesus. And listen, wherever you're headed today, just remember this. The fact that you're still moving is proof that your story isn't over. Keep moving. Keep believing. Keep living. And stay blessed. We'll be riding again next week with a brand new series. Thank you so much. Take care.